Alright, to start the exam, I just want you to follow the light. Don't get distracted by my finger here. Don't get distracted. Just look at the light. Look at the light. Look at the light. Good. We have to make sure that we are very thorough in this test for ADHD, or as they say, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. But it's not really a disorder. There's nothing wrong with you. Being neurodivergent means there is absolutely nothing wrong with you whatsoever. You are a perfectly perfect human being. Just means that you experience the world a little bit different than most, and that's okay, because it gives you a little sparkle inside. But while we're here testing you today for ADHD, most people find that it has really come out in their lives in some inattentiveness, which means not being able to focus on me, good, focus on me, good. Don't get distracted by my fingers, focus on me, good. But it presents differently than everybody. Some people are super hyper and they need to move. They need to fidget. Some people's hyperactivity is up here in the mind. And in the mind, they think a million miles a minute. A million miles a minute, a million thoughts a second. It's like having 1,000 different brains inside your own brain, inside 1,000 different other brains, and it's so exhausting. And I know how you feel, but that is why we are here to help you. Try to calm the mind, and give you strategies on how to help focus, how to motivate, because ADHD really comes down to dopamine, and all the things that make us happy. And the things that make us happy give us motivation, and the things that make us happy give us dopamine, so the dopamine gives us motivation, which is why that people with ADHD, when there's things that you don't want to do, whether it's waking up in the morning, going to bed at night, going to work, doing that really tedious expense report that you know will only take 5 minutes, but yet you've been sitting on it for 2 weeks. That is where the motivation comes in. So it's about finding strategies and different techniques on how to focus your mind, focus your energy, and bring out the very best of you. Alright, well, since we are here, we want to test your focus. So we are going to do these tests in a couple different ways. So first things first, we're going to test focus, which is a very easy way for people to see if they might have some ADHD symptoms. So what I want you to do is for 10 seconds, and I'm going to count it down. I want you to just focus on this light. Do not move your eyes away from this light, okay? For 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. What I wanted you to do was focus. Good, because a lot of people with ADHD have a hard time focusing. So again, I want you to focus on my finger here, but I don't want you to pay attention to the light. Just look straight at the finger. Don't get distracted by the light. Good. Again, don't get distracted. Good. We want to make sure that you can keep your focus. Because sometimes I know it can be very hard to focus, because I have ADHD myself. I got diagnosed when I was just a little kid. 10 years old, and it's been a long time of living with ADHD. And you learn all different kinds of strategies and way to motivate you. So instead of letting the motivation of stress and anxiety by waiting to the last second to get things done, you can look at things from a different perspective. Like, oh, this isn't due for 3 weeks, but if I do it right now, right away, then I have all that extra time to do whatever is going to bring me the dopamine. And that is just one way you can try to change how you look at things. But for some people, hyperactivity is in the body. They just have to move all the time, always fidgeting. Maybe they do a lot of little different ticks, or stems as we call them. People like to stem. I stem all the time, and not all the stems are good. So, some people, they bite their nails. Not such a good stem. Some people pick their skin. Not a good stem. I'm a little guilty of that one myself. It sucks, but some people pick their teeth, some people twirl their hair, some people chew their hair, some people pick at their beard, some people pick their eyelashes, some people just poke at their skin, some people just move all the time, some people shake their legs, just have to constantly be moving, which is why there are things like fidget toys to help keep those hands occupied, because if the physical body is occupied, it lets the mind focus a little bit better. And there's so many different types of fidget toys out there. You have stress kind of squeezy toys. Which, well, fun. For me, they're not my favorite, but I know a lot of people like them, mainly because they make a lot of interesting squish noises. So these are an example of a certain type of fidget toy, but sitting in a meeting, trying to squish that around might get a little distracting. But they do make some silent fidget toys, but unfortunately, I haven't been able to get my hand on one. It's really neat. It's like 2 tubes and you can just spin in your hand, but I haven't been able to find one, so if you see one, let me know. But there are all different types of fidget and sensory stimming toys. This is actually one of my favorite ones. This Thinking Buddy. And no, it's not sentient, it's not flubber. But it's kind of similar. It's blue. All in there. You can just grab it and pull it out. So this is just kind of like a slime, but more, let's call it grown-up slime, because it's not sticky. It doesn't stick to your hands, it doesn't stick to your clothes. And it just kind of goes with the flow. Stretches, bends, squish. But that's the interesting, it tears. So you can get all different types of sensation and different stimming sensations with the Thinking Buddy, which is super, super fun. And this one, and it will make a couple pops and crackles if you squeeze it really, really hard. But what's nice is if you just have to be sitting there at your desk or you need a little meeting or something, you can just grab a little bit a little bit like that. You can just play with it. Just chill and just roll through your fingers. Things like that. Super fun. But I quite enjoy little stim toys like this. Just because I like the squish sensation. You can also ball it up. Makes a really, 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 really good stress ball. Really good. It's like a really, really, really good one. But I like this one a lot. And you can always combine your favorite stimming toys together whenever you want. So, but remember, when you're done with the putty, always put it back in its container. It likes to live in its home. If you leave it out, it'll dry out, and you don't want that. Then you gotta go buy new putty. It's not that expensive, but I'll send you home with this one today, just for you. In fact, I'll send you home with all of these stimming toys today. And I have another one that I'd like to show you. Actually, this is kind of a group of toys here that I really enjoy, so one moment. Alright, so the next set of stim and fidget toys that I enjoy are balls. Balls. Balls are fun. So these, I don't remember what they're actually called, but all you do is you just roll them in your hand. These ones are wood, one's a little bit bigger than the other, and you just do this. And for me, I find this very meditative, very relaxing. I can sit at my desk while I'm doing patient notes, or I'm just sitting at home watching TV, and I can just do this. Now, some find the sound of the wood on wood not so great. Some like it. Me, it kind of just ends up being a white noise in the back of my mind. It's more about letting my hands kind of take on a mind of their own, and letting my own mind be able to focus on what I actually want to focus on. Then we have ones that are acrylic. Now these ones are a bit smaller, and they will click together, but when you have them in your hand, they're a lot softer, gentler, and quieter. So these ones might be a little more appropriate for if you are in, a work environment or around other people. They'll make a little clicky clack, click 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 clack, here and there. But for the most part, they are relatively quiet, and they are quite enjoyable to use. Not to mention, they will also help with your finger dexterity. And then the final ones that I really enjoy, these are stone. And these ones are very small, and they will absolutely make a noise when you rub them together or swirl them, but they're very tiny. So it can be harder to get a good motion going, but with a little bit of practice, you get there. It's great for building up hand strength. It's great for just keeping the mind occupied. But what's really nice about those stone ones is they actually have some weight to them, and that weight actually helps you have a physical register of actually doing something. So that lets your body know something while your mind might be thinking about something else. So these can actually help ground you and keep you a little more present, because believe me, I know how easy it is to get distracted. I mean, it could be any little thing. I could be downstairs, maybe cleaning up the house, and then all of a sudden I see a dirty cup, and then boom, I have to do the dishes, but now I've left all the other cleaning stuff out. It's so easy to get distracted, but remember, there is nothing wrong with you, okay? There's nothing wrong with getting distracted. You are unique, and your brain is special. There's nothing wrong with it. Alright, I want you to understand that. ADHD is not a disorder. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You are not annoying. You are not too much. You are not too rambunctious. You're not too hyper. You are you. as people, we do have to control ourselves, and we can't just use ADHD as an excuse, because we can recognize the goods, but there are also some negatives. So it's about recognizing those and seeing what is in our power to fix and correct them. But I know this has been a lot, so why don't we make a follow-up appointment and we will do a little more thorough ADHD examination and test for you, okay? Alright, so I know it's been a lot to take in today. So we're going to send you home with all the fun fidget toys and stem triggers so that you can just relax and enjoy and see what works for you. And we'll get you all set up for a follow-up exam. We will do an ADHD questionnaire and all different types of tests on you, okay? Alright, so go home, relax, play with the toys, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.